Hi folks, and welcome back for part 2. Well, you could say part 1, but I consider the intro to be part 1. Part 2 of Let's Play Mean Streets. Now, if you recall, we had I had just gone over the basic information about how to fly and some of the basics about how to play the game. So, let's do some investigating and learn even more controls when we get to certain parts, right? Now, if you remember, we were looking at this facts. Sylvia's home address is in Woodland at navigation coordinates. That's what NC stands for. Ooh, you're glad you know that now. 4421. So, we hit exit, and we get our second fax. If you recall, I stacked a bunch of them back to back. Dolores Lightbody lives in Berkeley at navigation coordinates 4920. Incoming facts. Steve Clements is at police headquarters. Navigation coordinates 4680. We will probably have to visit him too. And Carl Linsky's San Francisco address. His navigation coordinates 4660. And now we will continue on our way to go visit Miss Sylvia Linsky. Isn't this exciting? I know it is. Look at this. We're waiting for... This is distance to nav beacon, waypoint, whatever you want to call it. So when this gets down to 0, this is how high we are off of the ground. Or no, this is what am I thinking? That's our heading. This is how high we are off of the ground. Once he hits 0 here, he will lower his ship down onto the landing pad. If you look, they did kind of neat things. The hand moves. This hand moves to show him adjusting his flight, so we wouldn't have to. And now he descends. Hopefully in the future I will not have to show you too much of this, as I know this is slightly tedious, but it is part of the game. Landing pad contact. To exit, we press E. And now we will see the second type of scene in this game, an interrogation scene. The bell chimed inside, and after a moment, Sylvia opened the door. She wore a pale blue blouse and white shorts that were short enough to be friendly. She was as beautiful as ever, with her soft blonde hair and clear blue eyes. I knew I was starting to fall for her. Careful, I reminded myself. She's a client, and falling for a client is dangerous in my business. Still, if only I knew how she felt for me. Yeah, let's not ask that too much, Tex. You probably don't really want to know what they feel about you. So, we can ask her a question or we can exit first. Tell me about your father, if I can spell his name. He was happy at USF. Navigation coordinates 4663, exactly what we already knew. Then he took a leave of absence to do some consulting work, and his whole personality changed. I'm sure he was in some sort of trouble. Because of this, I don't believe he committed suicide. I've lost both my father and the insurance money, and I'm wanting to find out why. If you need to look through his apartments, it's located at NC 4660. So, Carl Linsky's office is at 4663. Where did my pin go? And his apartment is at 4660. So now we will write that down. 4660. Aha, new information. Bribing and threatening her won't do much, as she actually wants us to do this. Tell me about what's the insurance? What? You're thinking I might have killed my father for the insurance money, aren't you? I'm not going to deny that I could use $1 million, but I honestly believe that my father was murdered, and if he was, I'm entitled to the money. But if you investigate his death, and you're convinced it is a suicide, I'll accept your findings. That sounds fair enough. But this is, noir. Is she really as innocent as she seems? Who knows? Let's see if you'll tell me about yourself. My past has been a little wild, Tex. I just have this thing about men. But I think a man like you would be enough to settle me down. Maybe when this case is over, you and I could explore that possibility. Ooh, Tex. You actually might have an in with this one. What about us? What about... You're a handsome guy, Tex. Why don't you come back and see me when our business is completed? Ooh, Tex. You might be getting lucky with her. And I don't mean that in the typical getting lucky. You might actually be lucky enough that she doesn't find you repulsive. Or she's just flirting with you just to get you to work on the case faster. One of the two. I'll let the audience decide which one. Especially after I have you explore the warehouse. We will see. Let's see if you know anything about his fiancée. Dolores and my father had talked about getting married. I always felt she had seduced him by black magic, because there was no other way my father would have fallen for a woman like her. It sounds like we need to pay her a visit and find out what type of woman she is. Let's see, did you meet the investigating officer? I don't care what he thinks. My father didn't commit suicide. And let's see, now, John... Nope, you do not know the medical examiner. So, MTC Corp? Nope. Just because. Okay, just making sure that the period wasn't. These are the keywords it gives you to try out. So, it is worth trying them out. Law and order. Law and Order. I've heard the name, but I don't know much about them. I'm not very political. So they are them. It doesn't told us much about that yet, but remember, this is just what the instruction booklet has told me to go by. We will probably learn more about Law and Order soon enough. Gideon Enterprises. Nope, can't help there. What about Nexus? Pass card. Unfortunately, that is all we have really to go on with her. So, we exit. Now, a few places we could go from here. But let's actually check out Carl Linsky's office first. Maybe he was working on something. Actually, no. Let us check home. Let us check his home. 4660. And autopilot engaged. So, that is the rough outline of the interrogation scene. You may have seen some other options there for dealing with people. The bribe and the threaten. On her, pretty much useless. I've played the game to know that much, since she's actually willing to give us as much information as, she can. But there will be others that we will have to bribe, and there will be others we have to threaten. So, I don't know why he flies so high. I do it myself, but I'm lazy. And actually, if I really had the technology when I edit these videos, I would speed this up to nothing. But I don't really have that capability. I need better editing software for something like that. And almost there, Tex. Easy now. Easy now. Not that easy. And okay, now descend. Wee, descending. Butterflies in the stomach from the descent. Yay. I just have to hope that the sound is correct. Now, landing pad contact. Exit speeder, we hit E. The 3-story Queen Anne-style home of Professor Karl Linsky has been well kept. I step inside and notice the quaint style of furniture and decor. Okay, here is another type of scene. We use the cursor keys to walk around, and you notice whenever it finds something we can investigate further, it says press enter. So, we've got a switch, a cabinet, a bookcase, and a fax at this little area, and we can look, we can try to get them, move them, open them, turn them on or off, taste them, or go back. So let's look at things first. Looks like a light switch. Standard oak and metal entry table with a fax machine, a bookcase. Nothing out of the ordinary with the bookcase, and we look at the fax. It's operational. So let's look at the message. A fax. Dear Professor, looking forward to our date Saturday. Date? Professor? Were you two timing on Dolores? Sandra Larson. So we go. Sandra Larson. And we had date with Carl. Maybe she knows something. We will have to track her down. And we can get the message for later. Let's turn the switch on. It turns on the lights. Fancy that. The cabinet? Nope, I can't turn the cabinet on. So my suggestion sounds a bit demented. But can we open the cabinet? No, we can't open it. Can we move it? Securely fastened down. Nope, we can't take it either. Nope, it's just a table. Why it's called a cabinet, I don't know. Da-da-da-da. Nope, we can't move the bookcase. Can we open it? It's already open. Can we turn it on? Nope, apparently not. Can we taste it? Doing this does not reveal clues, but you get large splinters in your tongue. The fax. I've already looked at the fax. Can I turn it on? And I can turn the fax on and off, but it doesn't do much. Oh, there's not much more we can do with that little. Let's go over here. Oh, I am just about out of time, aren't I? So, when we come back, we will continue a very, very in-depth exploration of Karl Linsky's apartment. So, until then, take care, everybody. See you later.